You've seen my first impressions, now it's time for my review. Oh, and if you didn't see it, check it out first. Me doing a review of a plugin? I'm a hardware guy. I like to make reverbs in a big room with 2 microphones and a speaker. But sometimes I just need a quick little reverb for something. And that's when I use hardware units or plugins, because I think they are the same, because they are both digital. I was a big fan of the Valhalla Room, but I have to say the Pro-R has blown it away. I've always liked Fabfilter plugins because of their unique view on user interface. I don't like to have an analog piece of gear on my screen. Also, the front panel of an analog piece of equipment isn't meant to be controlled with a mouse, because, you know, on the console I can turn 2 buttons at once with my hands, and with a mouse it's fiddling around, and it's complete bullshit. It takes up a lot of time, and Fabfilter tackles this with very great user interfaces. So that's one of the reasons why I really like to use Fabfilter plugins when I need them. And I have to say, I don't need them that much. When we open the Pro-R for the first time, we are presented with the interface, which works a bit different from the usual reverb interfaces. In terms of buttons, we've got brightness, character, distance, space, decay rate, stereo width, and mix. The cool thing, by the way, about the mix button, it's lockable. So if you put it on 100%, for instance when you're using an aux channel, and you scroll to the presets, it won't change the mix rate. It will stay on 100% if you have set to. But one of the most eye-catching things is the Pro Q-like Decay Rate EQ and Post EQ. So this blue line, the Decay Rate EQ, confused me a lot when I tried to use it the first time. What it actually does, you can tell per frequency how long the reverb needs to decay. And this goes in percentages of the original space you have set with the big space button. So you can, for instance, have 1 kHz decay 200% longer than 500 Hz. The yellow line is a post EQ, and that's just there to make things easier. Normally I would insert another EQ after the reverb, and now I don't have to do this anymore. I can just draw an EQ curve on the yellow line. So the user interface is pretty cool. But how does it sound? So let's face it, it's a reverb. Can it possibly sound different? From my experience, it's not different, it's just easier to use. But I have to say, the first time I inserted it in a session and I tried to make something with it, I was fiddling with the buttons for 45 minutes, I think, and still hadn't a good sound. And I just replaced it with my old Valhalla reverb. The Pro-R really needs some practice. You really need to fiddle around with the buttons for a few hours before you really get your hands on it and really get in control of how you're shaping the sound. And that's because of the new user interface, I think, but it's also enabling to make better and more unique reverb sounds. So does it sound different? I don't think so. Does it sound better? I don't think so. Can you make different sounds with it? Yes, I think so, because you can go to much higher extremes because of the better user interface. I've made another video where I compare the sounds of the TrueVerb, the Valhalla Room and the Fabfilter Pro-R. Check it out, it's over here. Clickety click. Fabfilter has always challenged the plugin market to come up with something new and revolutionary. I think the Pro-R is no exception. Although it has a steep learning curve, you really need to spend hours with it to get cool sounds out of it. But after I've spent these hours with it, I'm pretty sure that it will be my new favorite reverb when I need a reverb in the box. So that's my conclusion. I don't have anything more to say about it. Go check it out. Be sure to check my other videos below on my channel. Be sure to subscribe if you want more of these videos. And I will see you in the next video, which will be up on Friday. And I'm not sure what it's going to be about, but that's a surprise. Bye bye.